welcome back to a brand new episode of The Dry Dock, the series where myself and the wonderful Michael Goodwill go through and review the Fanhome Star Trek Starships collection. Now, this month, it is episode and issue number 13.
Unlucky for some.
And we are going through the USS Edison, or is it the USS Harlan, or is it the... who knows, the Edison-class vessels from Star Trek Picard Season 3, where, let's face it, Fanhome have shat the bed again. Yeah, we're going to break this review down into our normal format. We're going to talk about the experience thus far, which was fine for me, and I think fine for you, if I remember correctly.
Nope.
Okay. And then we're going to talk about the shit show of a magazine. I mean, the wonderful magazine that comes included. And then we're going to talk about the model, which mine, of course, is broken. Mr. Goodwill, first things first, how are you doing this week?
I am doing splendiferously. However, I've got a touch of. I feel a little bit unwell. I may look a little bit green. So I do apologise. I'm not unwell
of sickness, or is that green of envy for a certain thing that's here?
I am extremely envious when I saw your good self and the wonderful Ellen, the wonderful Sean go, "We've got D's," and I went, "I've got thin air."
No, not D's nuts. No,
I want the Lego Enterprise D. If there is anybody rich out there that needs a toy boy, I am your man.
You heard it here first. Captain Goodwill is a sugar daddy or sugar mummy.
He's got my address and he will divulge it to any rich aristocrat that is watching.
It is 123 The Street, A Town, A County, and the postcode is AB1 2CD.
That's very bold of you to assume I'm in a house. He knows I live in a box because I'm a northerner.
A skip. No. Anyway, let's talk about the experience. So some interesting facts have come out from our wonderful friends across the pond. They've shipped with Amazon.
Yes, I have seen this. I have heard of this. I've heard murmurings of this.
I'm wondering if that's just because it's December and FedEx have shut themselves and they go, we can't deal with the capacity. So they found an alternative. I don't know if it's
and
permanent.
Decent.
This is Amazon we're talking about. Since when did Amazon become competent and
where I am, Amazon is actually that's like saying to us, hey, we're not going to ship with Yodel, but just for the time being, just to cover us, we're going to ship with DPD. And he just
yeah, it's true.
What?
But apparently, from what I've seen, there are people who are having issues, and it's just taking its sweet ass time arriving.
Yes, it is unfortunate for those.
It's December, guys. Come on. It is the season of the thanks of giving and marrying yourselves and everything else. So it might not arrive on time, but it's December. You know, parcel shipments go up 1,000% in December. So just chill. Anyway,
the only thing that should arrive is my my sugar daddy.
Enterprise D, yes. So for me, the experience was okay, actually. It arrived, I got the email to say it shipped. It arrived 2 days later. They delivered it on a Saturday, and luckily my lovely other half was here to receive it because I was flying a spaceship 22 light years away at Bridge Command. And it was all okay. I don't remember the experience being bad for you, though.
You don't remember it because I never told you it. Allow me to...
Oh, God.
Allow me to regale you with the tale of the arrival of the Edison / Harlan / whatever the hell they want to call this ship this month.
Yeah, because we need to talk about that in a minute as well.
Yeah. So, for those that don't know, I was made redundant from my full-time job, and I have become a professional streamer and producer. Bum. Your magnificent face. So I have become a full-time, some might say, content creator or producer. So naturally, I get the email, like Mike did. Good news! It's going to be undelivered. It's going to be delivered by Saturday. And I'm thinking, do you know what? That's fine. I'm going to be at home. Yeah, I'm going to be at home. This was a Tuesday, I believe.
I think it was.
So this was a Tuesday. And then I'm sat there on Thursday. I'm live on air. I'm doing what I do on Twitch, live on air, and then I get a message.
You were live on air twitching.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, bird watching, you idiot. That type of twitching. So I was, it's a cormorant. So I was live in air. I was doing what I needed to do. It's a magpie. One for sorrow. Oh, there's only one. So I was doing what I'm doing what I normally do, and I have my phone as like a makeshift stream deck / monitor and everything like that. And then I get a ping from my emails, and it's from Yodel. It's like, good news, your package is out for delivery. And I went, oh crap. This was sent at 11:17. The estimated time of arrival of my package was 11:24.
Oh, so I have to say, now, I don't know whether this is just a case that because Yodel's infrastructure is made from matchboxes and paper mache and rubber bands, whether it's just a case that they just can't send stuff quick enough. Because, I mean, I was looking at this on mine. Mine was loaded onto the van at 6:20 in the morning. Why it took 6 hours for the email and text message to arrive? Because, again, I got it after it had been delivered.
Here is the thing. So you get that, and it goes, you can track your order, and you go, brilliant. I can track my order. This is fantastic. What a time to be alive.
Yes.
And then you realize that the tracker doesn't work. So you're sat there and you're like, right, first of all, I've got an audience. Second of all, I need to track this item so I know exactly when to go on a break to be able to receive my package. So I'm sat there live on air, being an entertaining arsehole, playing a game, trying to track a package with a tracker that doesn't work. I gave in. I downloaded the Yodel app. That was my first mistake.
I've never had an issue with the Yodel app. Actually, it's been quite good so far.
Oh, get comfortable.
Because what I get the push notification before I get the text message and email. So actually, I find the Yodel app is more useful than the email and text message.
Get comfortable.
Oh dear.
You load up the app and it goes, we need the tracking number. Right, I will go get the tracking number. The tracking number is not in the email. Where is the tracking number, Mike number one? I'll tell you exactly where it is. It's in the website.
Yeah.
It's in the website where you track the order. But if the tracker is not working, you can't obtain the tracking number to put into the app. So I eventually, still on air, still performing like an arsehole, found the tracking number, went into the app, put it in, didn't work. Tried it again.
So before you do that, have you tried creating an account?
I have an account.
So if you have an account, it works based on your delivery address. Because I have never put any tracking numbers into the app. They automatically just go in.
So I had to download the app and create an account.
Right.
I had to download the app and create an account, which is fine, but the actual tracking system on that day in my area was not working, right? So you put it in and it goes, oops, sorry, we can't do that. And I'm like, guys, if I miss this delivery because someone walks up to my door and goes, and then walks away, blood will be spilled. All right. So I'm sat there and I'm on my game. I'm talking to people. I'm acting like an asshole, and I'm just like redoing the app like that, and then it works. It works. It's fantastic. It's 11:33. It works. It goes, we are 10 stops away, and I go, right, 10 stops away. That's fine. I can keep my screen on there, and I can actively track it. Except you can't, because it does not update unless you go back out, put in the tracking number again, and then click submit. And then when you do that, it shits itself and it doesn't work. So again, I'm in the same thing, and I'm pressing the button and I'm pressing the button, and eventually I get it. It goes, we're 3 stops away. And I'm like, all right, here we go. We're 3 stops away. We're getting close, guys. I'm going to put it on hold. 5 minutes pass, I redo it, app crashes. So I go through the rigmarole again and I put it in, and it goes, good news, we're 10 stops away.
To be fair, I have not experienced any of those issues that you have had.
And then we are 2 stops away. And I'll go, right, they are 2 stops away. I'm going to go on a break. I'm going to go wait for the delivery. And lo and behold, I see the delivery van thus cross my periphery and drive away down the road and nowhere near my house. For some strange reason, he delivered to the top of the road and then went past my house, went all the way down to another street half a mile away to do a delivery, to then come back to my road to do a delivery.
Computer says that's the most efficient way of doing it.
And apparently is the most efficient way, a zigzag of a roadmap.
Yes,
but
it's essentially, it's how men shop versus how women shop.
Thank you. Ooh.
Have you not seen that meme?
It was nice doing the dry dock while it lasted. It was pleasant.
Have you not seen that meme where it's literally like a man goes into a shop, goes straight to what he wants and comes back out again? A woman goes into a shop and bounces all over the place and goes down every aisle like 19 times.
This was such
I wouldn't know. I'm gay. I don't deal with women, so I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. I'm horrifically single. But eventually it got delivered. And I'm like, I am sat there and this whole ordeal took an unnecessary hour. And then when you look at the tracking, like when you look at where he'd been, it was literally that. It was just like, if you've got a delivery in an area, like the most efficient way would be, well, if you've got 3 deliveries on one road, you do delivery 1, 2, 3, move on to the next one. This one was like, you've got a delivery here, do a mile there, then do 6 miles there, then do 4 miles back, and then do this, do the hokey pokey. And you're like, how does this, like, how are you still a company? How are you? And the thing is, all this was then broadcast live on air and everyone was going, how are they still a company? People in America are going, if these guys operated in America, they would be bankrupt within a week. Yep. And I'm like, absolutely. Yeah, but they are allowed to get away with it because of the sheer lack of regulation in our delivery system in the UK. And funnily enough, as of the date of this recording, there was a news piece going on about package theft, missing packages, attempted deliveries. And I'm like, no shit, because someone just rocks up to your house, yeets a box in the general vicinity of your house, and then drives away. And then when you try and get a refund, because obviously it's been stolen, the company goes, well, we fulfilled our part of the contract.
The problem is in the UK, it's very difficult because it's actually down to the sender to deal with all of the kind of complaints and everything else. And that's because we are the recipient. Actually, we are at the behest of whoever it was that sent the damn thing in the first place. Anyway, so all in all, once again, Yodel have a vendetta against Captain Goodwill.
I don't know what I've done. I really don't know.
You must have really upset them in a previous life.
Every other delivery service I have, in the last few years, admittedly, I have never had an issue with. And I thought it was because I'm in a new build house and and it's like, dude, it's been 5 years. Come on, get your ass together. If Apple Maps can update, so can you. Come on.
Yep, absolutely. Now, funny, so just on a kind of, it's semi-unrelated side note, I noticed that a lot of people have been purchasing, Fanhome fucked up on the website, didn't they? And listed the 1701D to purchase, but has shipped out 1701Cs instead.
And the people that want the Cs,
have had to wait because it's not available yet because it doesn't come out till the later this month. You can't make this shit up, can you? But what made me laugh
was, I want, I can't get.
I know. I mean, I sat there toying with the idea, going, "Do I need to buy the XL Enterprise D?" And I thought, no, because I have a much bigger one.
You've got an XXL.
I have a much bigger D. But what made me laugh is in the description it tells you what it is. It goes Galaxy class, and it's 642.51 meters, and it was in the next generation. But what I thought was fascinating is under Captain, it has Jean-Luc Picard and Edward Jellicoe. I mean, they're not wrong, but at the same time, it's like, that's a brave thing, because that whole Edward Jellicoe taking command of the Enterprise D is a whole cluster fuck of goodness that people don't like to talk about.
They really should have added Riker then if they were going to go down that rabbit hole.
Exactly, yes. And technically Deanna Troi, as she was in command at one point. And
Crusher.
Crusher, and my big toe. And I mean, it's just like, yes, anyway. And it just makes me laugh that it comes, one of the boasting points, this makes no sense, right? Weaponry. 12 Type X phasers arrays, 3 photon torpedo launchers, hand-painted die-cast model, display base, and 16-page magazine. Apparently, a 16-page magazine is now a weapon.
Hang on. So they've just downloaded Star Trek Online's description of the ambassador class and went, oh, yes,
12.
the turn rate
this is in
is
Enterprise
8.2.
D. This is the Enterprise D. It was 12 Type X phaser arrays, 3 photon torpedo launchers, hand-painted die-cast model. Apparently, that's now because they just got commas after it. But apparently, that's now a weapon, along with a 16-page magazine is also a weapon.
Hang on. It doesn't have 3 photon torpedo launchers. It has 2. It has the dorsal spar and the rear of the star drive. That's it. That is literally it.
I thought there was one on the saucer somewhere, or am I going completely mad?
No, that's on the E. That's on the refit of the E that Eves did for Nemesis. There's a torpedo launcher on the top of the bridge module.
Hang on, Enterprise D.
This is totally not a rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen.
No, hang on, let me just find out.
This is why I get corrected.
It has according to Star Trek BBS, it has 3 photon torpedo launchers.
Where the hell are they? You got dorsal spar and then star drive.
Hang on, let me find it. The Enterprise D had a 4 torpedo launcher located on deck 25 in the primary hull near the front, and an aft torpedo launcher on the dorsal side of the star drive section. It also had an additional aft torpedo launcher on the saucer section that could only be used after the ship was separated into its primary and secondary star drive. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there was one in the saucer somewhere.
Oh, because it's like an auxiliary.
One. Yeah, it's kind of in the gap. Anyway, but yes, it just made me laugh because on all of the descriptions for these products, a hand-painted die-cast model with display base and a 16-page magazine is a weapon.
I mean, given the quality of the magazine, it could be construed as a weapon.
Construed as a weapon, yes. Anyway, well, on that bombshell, let's talk about the shitazine. I mean, the magazine that comes with this wonderful, wonderful issue of the USS Edison, or is it the USS Harlan?
For the purposes of this demonstration, guys, I am going to use this magazine right here, and then also compare it to this magazine right here, which covers the same vessel.
Now then, just before we dive into the magazine, a post went out on the Facebook page a couple of months ago to say, yes, we fucked up, guys. The magazine is going to have one ship's registry, and the model is going to have a completely different ship's registry. And I did actually sit there and going, hang on a second, why? Because I can understand them pre-making models like 6, 8, 10 months in advance.
Yeah.
That would be very difficult to fix.
Yes.
But it wouldn't take much to change the fucking cover on a magazine and reprint.
It's very puzzling, and I think it was a late decision. This is my theory. A film theory that someone had told Fanhome, hey guys, they've already done a model of the Edison in a previous run. And so there was sort of okay, so what we need to do is change the model, but the magazine will be too expensive to change because we'd then have to go and rewrite it and stuff like that. So we'll just change the name of the model.
Yeah,
perhaps. Because
the Harlan was the ship that Dave Blass posted out on social when he did the ships of Frontier.
But this is the thing as well. It was very weird because even a week or two before this model was actually delivered, I actually messaged Mike and I went, hey, you do realize that out of all the ships that we have seen, this is the only one we have had zero preview of yet. Like, we have had ships going all the way to the summer of next year.
No, because we hadn't seen the Dudastat, the Intrepid, and we hadn't really seen what was after the Intrepid. It would have been the Gregory Jean, but it's now some strange random ship from Strange New Worlds, from Discovery season 4 and 5. Sorry. Yeah. So I mean, look, it's a little bit frustrating because it's like, guys, it doesn't take much to fix these mistakes. You know, we also got an email to say, oh, well, we're really sorry, but we were reissuing the the Excelsior, and yeah, that's now going to be delayed till the summer. Oh, okay.
See, that I still don't get. With all the
I know
issues that they have had, that they like the hill that they have chosen to unalive on is a really tiny error on a really tiny model that everyone's going to get a reissue of, and you're thinking, surely you could have redone the Titan if you were going to do that. You could have have fixed the Titan.
To be honest with you, they could have just supplied a sticker.
Yeah,
because of where it is. If you were to do a Kiss cut sticker that would fit in there, again, I don't think anybody would care. But also, I actually think that they should offer it, not tell people they're going to do it. They should offer it, and those who don't want it should get a free issue.
Yeah. Because I'm not bothered by it. But anyway, getting back to the magazine.
Anyway, so moving on to the magazine, then we're going to do something a little bit different. We here at the CloneStar podcast feel that these magazines are a very far departure to what we received from the likes of Eagle Moss and the others. With that being said, so we're not going to be going into the same level of detail that we normally do with these magazines, because we are just sort of singing from the same hymn sheet every month, and it's the same old. The magazine, as normal, consists of the same 16 pages of varying quality. The print quality is pretty crap. Massive gaps, massive pages.
It's not great.
It's not a great magazine, and this month's even worse than normal because there's actually less text and there are more images. And again, it's from a ship, and they spend a lot of the time talking about the Edison class from the Star Trek Discovery series more than the actual ship. So for that reason, we're just going to glaze over the magazine. It comes to the magazine. It's the same old. It's the same really poor magazine that we have experienced for the last 12 issues.
It's a retread of information we've had 2 times over so far. So
exactly. So the magazine is a letdown, and from now on, unless there's something interesting in the magazine, we're just going to be kind of glazing over them in this fashion, purely because it's just not worth your time listening to us talk about the same crap every month.
2 grumpy old men
talking about magazines. So with that being said, there's a magazine. If you want to know more about the magazine, go and find a copy if you haven't got a copy. But to be honest with you, if you want to learn more about the ship, jump on Memory Alpha. It does a way better job. Model. Now then, I'm surprised.
I think I know why you're surprised, but do go on.
So I was pleasantly surprised. Now, annoyingly for me, I dropped my Voyager A model. So obviously I have to, for these reviews, I have to photograph these models, and I have a light box for these models that I can put them in to photograph them. And annoyingly, because it was at the back of my shelf, I picked it up from the model. So essentially I picked it up like this. And annoyingly, the stand fell off before I could take it from the stand, and the stand broke into 4 pieces, whilst the Voyager J landed on this. So now I have a very limited edition Edison class that separates.
That is the emergency source of separation edition.
The only other annoying thing is, though, that this is now extremely wobbly, and I think it's because the plastic pins that hold it together have broken inside. So I need to get the super duper duper glue out and glue it back together. If
it does fall out, though, put it under your pillow and you may get a free replacement from the Tooth Fairy.
From the Fanhome Fairy.
The Fanhome.
I was going to say something then, but I'm going to.
Hang on, let me just send this text before we continue.
Hang on. I'm just going to glue this back together because I happen to have some super glue to hand from where I attempted to fix the Voyager and did a really bad job of it. Although the annoying thing is, though, I must remember to never buy super glue Powerflex again, because it's like a gel and it takes 24 hours to dry.
It's like a damn cement.
It's absolutely awful, because it's like you sit there waiting an absolute eternity for the damn stuff to actually dry. And it's like, I mean, when I tried to glue the Voyager stand back together again, I must have touched it like 18 times, and every time it broke because it just hadn't dried.
Yeah.
And I need that proper acetone based, super glue that sticks your fingers together within 5 seconds.
Oh, I use Loctite. I use extra strong
same.
Loctite for me. Yeah.
But that's it is Loctite. It's called Powerflex Mini. This came as a pack of 3.
Oh no, I use a different type of Loctite, but yeah.
So anyway, I was actually pleasantly surprised with this model. I was it's actually really detailed. I really like the detail on it. Again, they've not indented for any windows, so there's no window misalignment, which I was really surprised and pleased with. However, that being said, it's a strange size.
It's small. Let's just address.
No. I wouldn't say it's small.
No.
Because small makes it imply that it's Excelsior small.
My question is, right.
It's a saucer with nacelles.
My question is, right. As I look over there at the wall of bankruptcy and I look at the Helios. Why is that ginormous?
I just had a message that I've been waiting for from the wonderful Andrew Jarvis. Because I've just finished some El Kazi bits and he's been away for a little while. So, of course, you've got. Anyway, sorry, go on. What were you saying? Sorry, my sincere apologies. I just had to reply.
Let me just resume. Let me just. As I look over at the wall of bankruptcy, the Helios, and you go, the Helios is a small ship. Well, why is it so unbelievably ginormous in this run? And yet a Starship is so small, right? That is my only drawback. When you compare this to the STO version, it is really small. But that being said, I will tell everybody now, this is possibly one of my most favorite models in the collection so far.
It's a really good model.
I think there's two things I really like, right? And one of them is actually due to the production at Picard. They live actioned TNG'd this up beautifully. I love the fact that the deflector is a nice blue, the ram scoops are a nice shade of red.
I want to talk about the reflector. Sorry, the deflector in a minute because I'm not sure.
Well, it's a nice shade of blue. The ram scoops are a nice shade of red. But what I really appreciate for a small model, I think this compares for me to the Stargazer. All right. Yes. The sheer amount of detail in a model so small is wonderful. We have got windows with no indentations, so there's no misalignments. We have got Starfleet deltas. You go to the after the ship.
Well, even at the floor at the front of the ship.
Yeah. You've got the names, you've got the registries, you've got escape pods with red brackets around them. Yep. You've got different types of escape pods at the top. You've got warp field ejection arrays. You've got tiny little perfect details all over this ship. This is what for the money we spent on these models, right? This is what I expect in every single model. For me, and I'm going to say it now, I know we rate it later on, this is a 10 out of 10 model for me. The only thing that would have been improved is the size, but the sheer amount of detail in a ship that, let's be honest, guys, we literally saw the back end of for 2 seconds in one episode of Picard. Yeah. And someone has sat there and gone, we're going to flesh this out. We're going to give this detail. I mean, the blue on the hull is absolutely
lovely. And you know, the other thing I also really like with this is the fact they're using the Millennium font for the registry, which is the same font that was used on the Enterprise D. And again, it was used on the Titan. And it's just like, it's all the little details like that. And I agree with you. It's, even like the tiny, tiny, tiny little red nav light in the middle has no overspill. It's perfectly done. They have done an absolutely phenomenal
navigational lights. There's navigational lights that you need a magnifying glass to see, but they are there.
Yeah. And I do wonder, because obviously I did drop this and it did come apart. I'm wondering, is that why they've done such a phenomenal job? Because the saucer is essentially just two pieces.
Yes.
It's a 2/3 of the whole, so there's a small middle piece in the middle that is plastic.
Yes.
The rest of it is the die cast top. And
Yeah.
because it's actually a very flat ship, especially when you take out the secondary hull and the nacelles, it is a
Yes.
very flat saucer. And I'm
Yes.
wondering if that is why it's managed to have so much detail, is because it is so flat and it's much easier to print.
Perhaps that would make
Because
sense.
from what I understand, it is done with it's so from what I can ascertain, the Aztec on like the Titan is actually almost like a laser printer, which is why it's like made up. If you look closely, it's made up of lots and lots of dots.
Yeah.
And anything that's solid is actually done with a pad print. So essentially, what you have is a giant silicon pad
Yeah.
and a stencil. So
Yeah.
the stencil sits off to the side, and then the pad comes down. It picks up the ink from the stencil and then drops it on. And from what I can work out, from what I've been told from people who manufacture stuff, is that complex shapes, such as like the saucer of the Titan, for example, is
Yeah.
very difficult to do that correctly, because you have to do multiple passes for the same thing. So like Windows, you would have a pad that does the lower section and then a pad that does the upper section and things like that. And that's where misalignments happen and so on. But I think for something like this, because of the shape of it, actually you would do all the red elements with one print, with one pad. You would do
Yeah.
all the blue elements with another. You would do all the darker blue shades that sit above it in a different pass. So actually, you're probably only having 6, maybe 7 pad prints with this on a production line, whereas something like the Titan might have double that because of the complex shapes. So I think it's just purely down to the actual shape of the ship, but at the same time, it is stunning.
There's
It is
navigational
so
lights on the
good.
nacelles.
I know. Yeah, on the back of the nacelles.
No. Right next to the ram scoops. Just before you
Wait,
get to the ram scoops, there's navigational lights
what,
on
on
the
the bottom?
on the
Yeah.
bottom. Do you see what I mean? Though, like
There's also nav lights on the bottom of the saucer as well,
the sheer level
before the
of
Passage
detail.
press.
It's
Yeah. And
incredible.
then you
And
have the
as taken on the
secondary
bottom.
hole.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
as taken on the bottom of the hole as well.
But again, I'm wondering if it's because they've assembled. I believe that they've assembled this after it's been printed,
It's such
which
a
is one
good
of the
shape.
things we complained about with the Titan, was the fact
Yeah.
that they hadn't done that. They'd done it after it had been assembled because there were parts missing. Whereas with this, I think because they can do it all in one hit. I mean, even like on the underside of the nacelle, in this middle piece here,
Yeah.
above the deflector, it's got a different texture and a different pattern. It's
Mhm.
just extremely well done. The Aztecing is beautiful. There's no bleeding. There's no weird alignment issues. It is just such a
Extraordinary.
fantastic model. And I just wish, and I agree with you, that this level of detail was on all of them. And it's annoying that it's not. Now then, with that being said,
Go on.
just down to the ship design itself, I hate the deflector.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
I don't understand how it would work either, because if you look at how deflectors are a dish traditionally, they're a dish
Yeah.
for a reason, because essentially it's broadcasting anti-protons out in an array. I don't understand how that can do that as a prism. But with that being said, I think from a non-prime canon perspective, i.e. beta canon for Star Trek Online, it's great. I just don't think it works properly for a alpha primary canon of TV, but that's just me. But I just think other than that, ignoring that, it's such a cool ship. I love the nacelles. I would be really interested to see a ship that has like super skinny nacelles, like that way round.
Yes.
That would be really, with a pylon that comes off here, would look
Yeah.
really cool. They are really good. I have to say, these are one of the few nacelles from Star Trek Online I actually like the design of. Some of them are god awful.
Oh,
you know,
The Concorde.
but yeah, well, that's, yeah. It's like sausages for nacelles. But no, I mean they've done it, it's a really good job, and as I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I've seen the photos and that the people have received it online, and yeah, fine. It's a ship I'm not that interested in again, but actually I'm glad it's in the collection. And actually, when you see it and you actually get close to it and you just see all the tiny little details, it is really good. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this model. It's a really good model. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I just want to second everything that you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think all in all, another really good addition to add to the collection. I have no idea where I'm going to put this one. I might put it back in the box for the moment because space is at a premium.
I've cleaned one part of the wall of bankruptcy. I do need to reorganize the newer ships and spread them all out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my walnut shells over here, which the top shelf has got the Atlantis gate with the Daedalus in the middle of it. It's got an F302 and it's got the pyramid ship from SG-1 on it. Underneath that, I got the Shenzhou, Strange New Worlds Enterprise, the La Serena, the Lower Decks Titan, and the Cerritos. And then at the bottom, I got Stargazer, the Shrike, the Titan, the other lunar class, and the Excelsior. And the rest of them I've had to find homes in this shelf here, which I'm running space out because I had to hide the Lego because the cats like to try and eat the Lego. So R2D2, bless him, and BD1 have got missing antennas and bits because the cats have eaten them. So they're now on that shelves. So I have to kind of keep them there. So I need more shelves. I need to figure out a way. I need to figure out a way that I could put more shelves in this room. Or a bookshelf or something to fit the space in. But yeah, I think, look, it's a great model. I'm really happy with it. What is next? So the next one is I'm so looking forward to this. No, it's not.
It is. Yes, it is. It is.
No, it's not.
People are getting the Archimedes delivered. People are already getting the Archimedes delivered.
How can they? That's February.
Right. Let me check the group. I'm pretty sure it's the Archimedes. I just need to check
according to Fanhome's website right now, the next one's the Intrepid. They've swapped the Intrepid and the Archimedes around. Either that or the website's wrong.
Right, hang on. Let me check because we have to rely on our lovelies in the fan groups. By the way, did you see the Invictus from Foundation is now up for pre-order?
No, it's so expensive.
I know. Right, let me have a look.
I have not done the Foundation ships yet, purely because
I really want to.
They are absurdly expensive, and I just don't have for the moment I don't have the space for them. It's going to be one of those things. I'm going to wait for the 20 issues of this, so we're going to wait for the next 7 issues, and then I will. And depending on what happens next, because I also want an XL Voyager and an XL Defiant.
So some collectors have already received the Archimedes.
But I don't understand how, because according to Fanhome's website, the next ship is the Intrepid.
I know. This is what I don't get, but some people have received the Archimedes. So it's either they've been able to snag something as a prototype. I don't. There we go. There was
Which one is it? Is it in the Eagle Master Replicas Fanhome Starship?
Yeah. 25th of November. Have a look. There is a Archimedes being delivered. I just happened to be browsing the site, saw that it was accepting orders and purchased it. I stopped my subscription. Oh, right. So you didn't buy it in the subscription. So
yeah, but you shouldn't have been able to. You shouldn't have been able
to.
Yeah,
exactly. How the hell did that happen? So the next, right. So I was with you because that's what threw me, because I thought that the next one was the Intrepid, and then I saw that the Archimedes is out in the wild, and I thought, have they? Because this is the thing, we were supposed the Archimedes was
supposed to be the Archimedes,
and then they swapped it when they announced the lineup, and they swapped it around with the due to start Intrepid.
So. This person also on the 30th, someone else on the 30th has also posted that they've managed to get it.
But it can't be from Fanhome directly. It can't be from the subscription.
It must be.
Well, hang on. Let me see the line. Where's Trek?
I can't look at that because that's all about dedication plaques, and if I do that, I'm going to end up buying one.
One company.
Oh,
New
yeah,
Fanhome
there it
Star Trek. Oh, right. New Fanhome Star Trek Starship models revealed. So this was November 21st, right? So December will be the Dudesat class USS Intrepid. And then in January, it's going to be
after I received the Odyssey.
The Odyssey? We don't have an Odyssey.
That's what I found that post that you got from the 25th. Just happened to be browsing the site, saw it was accepting orders and purchased it. I stopped my subscription after I received the Odyssey.
Oh, Odyssey class, Enterprise F.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah. So according to this, so the next one, so we've had the Harlan. The next one is the USS Intrepid, which is this month. So we should get that before Christmas.
It's not going to be before Christmas because they've not actually charged us for it yet, and it normally takes 2 weeks after they charge for them to ship out, which will be Christmas week. So they're not going to come. It'll be some point between Christmas and New Year.
Then it's the Archimedes in January.
Yeah, so somehow they've managed to get it a month early.
I think what's happened is some have been shipped out into the wild. And then at last minute, Fanhome have changed the lineup, I think. Then after the Archimedes in February, it's the next XL, it's the Protostar, which I'm quite excited for. I like the level of detail that I'm seeing on that model.
Yeah, because the Protostar is February, isn't it?
February, and then March, for some reason, we've got the Credence.
It's a strange new ship from Discovery that no one's ever seen that even really cares about.
It's thrown me why we're getting this. It has seriously thrown me why we are getting this.
Because it's replaced the, pardon me, it's replaced the Gregory Jean.
But out of all the Discovery ships that we have seen, we had that one from season 5 that...
and we had the Constitution...
Athena.
Yeah, and you had the 25th century, the 32nd century Constitution class. That
the Excalibur.
There's so many other ships. Yeah, I know. It's
for some
weird.
reason.
But anyway.
And it looks so small as well.
I know, yeah. I love that. Again, weaponry, phaser cannons, photon torpedoes, quantum torpedoes, hand-painted die-cast model with a display stand and a 16-page magazine.
Hooray.
Apparently is also a weapon. There we are. But yeah, you just makes me laugh. So yes, I'm going to be intrigued. I'm really looking forward to this ship because again, it's another Picard ship. I love all the Picard ships. It's also just such a cool looking ship.
I think this is the one of the coolest ships in Star Trek Picard because it just looks angry.
And it's not that; it's just that whole scene with the nacelle on fire, and it gradually
rising up
into the view, and you can just tell that is a fucked off ship.
Do you know what I absolutely love though? Do you know what and this is why I love the guys behind Star Trek Online so much. When your Dudestat class is a critical thing, they have actually recreated the ram scoop on fire.
On fire. Yep.
Oh,
right.
I love chef's it. Kiss.
So yes. Anyway, we diverged slightly. So we got it. Yeah, strange one this month. It's the USS Harlan, USS Edison class. Okay. With a really shit magazine and a really beautiful model. It's a shame. So yes, there we are. So looking forward to next month with the USS Intrepid. I'm so glad they changed the name to the Intrepid on this model as well. I am so happy for that. For everybody watching and listening at home, thank you for watching and listening to us rabbit on about a metal model of a little starship from our favorite sci-fi franchise in the world. I would like to wish every single one of you a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year, because this will be one of the last videos of the year. So I hope everybody eats too much, drinks too much, throws up, and then gets really drunk for New Year's. Because let's face it, that's how you know you had a good time, is when you put on 8 stone. Exactly. You go from that to this. See? It's great fun when you can take the piss out your own weight. Life is too short to take things too seriously. So there we are. Yes. So again, until remember, you can catch up with more of us here at the CloneStar Podcast at our website, clonestarpodcast.com, and our Patreon, on all of the social channels, as well on this YouTube channel. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, as well as that bell icon, so you get notified when we next upload. However, with all of that being said, remember, be brave, be bold, and boldly go.